This was the moment I became stranded. Stranded on my most ambitious road trip journey yet, as I had purchased a Porsche 968 out of Albany, New York. I'd worked my way from there to Gatlinburg, Tennessee to attend all the Gatlinburg events and automotive festivities, but my plan was to continue driving the car all the way back home to Phoenix, Arizona. A journey that would fully cover 2,700 miles from New York to AZ. It'd be the furthest trip I'd ever challenged myself to, and it would all be done in an old 90s Porsche. What could possibly go wrong? Good morning. You guys join me here in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and today is Sunday. It was supposed to be the main Slammed Enough Gatlinburg show. However, that show got canceled due to crazy events that were happening last night down by the main strip. People rioting, cars revving, doing burnouts, crowds, it was getting completely out of control, and the police, I'm sure, had to take measures into their own hands to prevent this. And it's super unfortunate because this was my first Gatlinburg. I was hoping to attend more in the future, but this possibly might be my last. And it leaves us here leaving this town early and starting our long journey all the way back to Arizona. I don't know how many nights it's gonna take us or what the plan is. I don't even know how much of this I'm gonna really be able to capture, because the reality of long road trip vlogs is that, you know, you're just driving on highways for long periods of time. There's not many entertaining things that could go down. However, we are doing it in my freshly picked up Porsche 968 that we got all the way up in New York. We've made it down this far and we're continuing onward, and it is a 1993 car. It's been healthy so far, had no issues whatsoever, but with anything with an old car, anything can happen. So I guess that's where the entertainment can begin. Hatchback life means you gotta cover your belongings so that they're not obvious for anyone to steal. Anyone with a Corvette probably knows what this life is like. I'm sure some are wondering, Jack, why in the world would you sign yourself up to drive a 90s Porsche all the way from New York down to Arizona? And my answer to that is, one, I'm able to make the trip eventful by stopping in places like Slammed Enough Gatlinburg. Two, one of the reasons why I believe in this car is that I believe it's more reliable than people expect. I wouldn't choose to do this in a car that I wouldn't have any faith in. And three, I make YouTube videos for a living. This is basically part of work, I guess I could describe it. I can justify my time getting myself back as a time on the clock, I guess, and making more content for you guys. So hopefully I don't regret this decision. So we are going a long ways across the country back, and this car doesn't really have any paint protection film. So I made a stop here at Walmart, and we're gonna DIY PPF the car for a temporary solution to do whatever we can to protect this lovely Amazon green. I'm protecting the paint. I'm about to go all the way back to Arizona.
Arizona?
What the f?
In this?
Yep.
Holy shit, dude. How long of a drive is it?
It's over a day, like, directly. But obviously I'll be spending some nights. But
dude,
I picked it
awesome.
Up. Yeah, I picked it up in New York.
Are you documenting it at all?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, that's badass, bro. Best of luck, bro. Hope you get home safe, man.
I know, thank you. The car's been great so far. I haven't had any issues. But it's got like 120,000.
Wow.
What's your concern?
I'm like genuinely just looking out for it, brother. I would put just one piece right here if you still had a piece of tape.
I got you. I got you.
I just feel like, I don't know.
My concern is that it's gonna start lifting, and then it's just gonna like be
and it's gonna
flapping around all over the place.
I have tape on the roof of my LS400 because the sunroof leaks.
Yeah.
It never pulls up.
Okay,
and
that's
it's
good.
the same
It's
kind
painter's
of tape.
tape?
Yeah, it's painter's tape.
All right, our DIY PPF job is complete. And I guess they say this car flip-flops between blue and green, and now we're another extra eighth blue. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm kinda gonna miss seeing all the Skittle camber cars all around town. Once you embrace it, it's actually really cool to just see everyone all together. I always say stance cars are great as a pack, but on their own, they're a little useless. Definitely you're left with a pretty dysfunctional car to drive around, but when everyone all comes together, it's quite a sight to see. I found a really sick pairing of N's right here. We got an Elantra N, matching ski box. and we got the 3-door Veloster. I don't really know what it is they're going for, but they both seem to have mismatched wheels and matching seat boxes though. Because of the main show's cancellation, I've noticed a lot of cars leaving today that probably might have left tomorrow, but I doubt any of them are going as far as I am. Now, I don't know how often you guys see a day as your time estimation to your destination, but that is what we have here all the way back home to Arizona. My goal right now is to shave off a few hours. That way we have hours as our time of measurement, so it looks a little more relieving than seeing a full-on day there. This guy's exhaust tip or exhaust is just dangling on the ground. I guess he's got bells and whistles. As I made it to my first gas stop right outside of Nashville, we started to see signs of things being unusual. Yeah, hopefully the oil's okay. I literally make a joke about the oil because I don't know why it says that in the filler neck, but we have a light for engine oil down there. That doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good. It sounds like a belt or something down there. This might be the first problem we're witnessing. It's so weird. It was fine on the freeway. Okay, when I pressed the AC, the sound went away. Sounded like it was like the AC compressor or something tied to the air conditioning belt down there. But when I pressed this button, the sound literally just went away. But that's so strange because we're getting an engine oil light simultaneously while something with the AC compressor belt or whatever is rattling, and those two don't seem to relate. But I'm gonna check the oil, make sure we're good on that. All right, we are looking for 5W40 or OW40. That's like the non-common Euro stuff, so I hope they have it here. Perfect. We got oil in it. It's about like halfway up the thing, but I guess I'll top her off with more. The last time the oil was changed was just a year ago, and barely any miles was put on it, so it should be good, but always got to be safe. Alright, well now if we come on inside, we no longer have an engine oil light. If I remove the parking brake, no more warning lights. So she's topped off now. Hopefully I didn't overfill it. I just wanted to be sure that it had enough oil in there. And I guess I'll be monitoring that, or the car will be monitoring that, because it seems like it's very sensitive to when it's low on oil, which is a good thing. I wouldn't have expected that from a car this old. But all right, first minor issue resolved. There was that little rattle earlier, and I am hearing a little bit more noise coming from the belt area. You kind of hear the whistle that's coming from down there. I swear it didn't sound like that before, so that's a little concerning. It would really suck if a pulley or something went bad, because that wouldn't be easily replaceable on this journey. So I guess we have no option but to keep on going. The cookie crumbs of Gatlinburg are still following us as we head out into Nashville, Tennessee. It's surprising to me how many tuners and stance cars I'm still spotting, and I've been going for about 3 hours so far. We finally have our units of time in hours, 23 hours and 59 minutes till I'll be home. Obviously, we're gonna have some stops along the way, but that is, I don't know why, just a lot more relieving to see than a full-on day. As the sun is setting and going down, we are arriving into Memphis, Tennessee. Most of the time when I road trip, I know exactly where I'm gonna stop, but in this case, I have no idea where tonight's overnight is gonna be. We're just gonna keep on going until we get pretty tired and then find a local town, hotel area. But I must say, the GT aspect of the 968 has really been coming in clutch, because it's been a pretty comfy car. I mean, the seats are a little tight, and I'm a pretty skinny guy, so that's but the suspension has been really, really soft, and I'm gonna miss how cushy it is when, of course, inevitably, you know, I'm gonna lower this thing. I did not know that Memphis had their own Luxor. Oh my gosh, that's the Bass Pro Shops. Holy crap, that thing is huge. That literally is the size of the Vegas Luxor. You can see beautiful Memphis behind us. I'm taking in all the sights I can while there still are some, because as we go onward into Arkansas, which is now the state that we've entered, I imagine things get a lot more flat and a lot more boring. Well, I made it to my stopping point here in Little Rock, Arkansas, and it's honestly pretty early. It's 8:42. I could definitely go for a lot longer. However, I'd figured I'd use tonight to edit out some videos, make sure that we're getting the content somewhat on time, even though it's always gonna be a little bit behind because you guys can clearly see what we're out busy doing. But car has held up good. The other thing that I wanted to be in was a semi-populated town in case in the morning any weird noises or anything that start to creep me out or any problems that arise can be dealt with in a place that actually has some infrastructure and possible resources. I wouldn't want to wake up in the morning and find an issue and realize that I'm at some random rest stop, some small town with absolutely nothing. So that's why we're here. But with all said, I will see you guys bright and early. Okay, fresh morning cold start. Let's see how she sounds. There's like a howling that I could almost hear through the vents, but it's coming from the front. Now the good thing is that the engine is running healthy and there's no issues with that. However, if a pulley seizes up or obviously a belt snaps, you are a sitting duck, you are bricked. There's absolutely nothing you can do. That's a huge problem when we are way out here in Arkansas, still 18 hours from home. So I'm just praying that whatever that slight howling noise is doesn't mean it's the beginning of the end, and that she still has 1,300 miles left in her to get it to AZ. Once it gets to AZ, you can give me some issues if you want. That's fine, I'll deal with it then, but I gotta get this puppy home. All right, as I get going, the sound is basically gone, which is good. We're barely moving and I don't hear it, so hopefully we'll have a stress-free day. Gas here is so cheap. I love to see it. $3.33 for premium, and I get 93. You don't even get 93 in Arizona. Our pop-out headlights collected a lot of bugs last night while they were up, as well as the tape. I mean, it's doing its job. It's coming up here and there. Oh my gosh, the tape that's lifted has collected bugs because the adhesive is on this side. I'm not gonna mess with it, honestly. Maybe it'll just fully tear itself off by the time I get to Arizona. Oh wow, I didn't even notice. Yeah, that's a lot of Bugs Life cast members. On the freeway we go. First destination, Oklahoma City. Yes, I love seeing a fellow 90s sports car out here. That thing is sick, C4 Corvette. What is something that the 968 and the C4 share in common? Well, they both have pop-ups, but they don't go up like how normal car pop-ups do. The C4 actually does this whole flip maneuver thing, and then of course mine just pop out like that. Oh, he's coming back up, let's go. People who road trip know this, but you gotta alter your standards when you're out in the absolute middle of nowhere, because obviously you're not gonna see a Pagani or an R34 GTR out here. So just simply seeing another 90s Corvette with my 90s front engine Porsche, it makes me smile. I never find race trailers out in the wild, but I think we spotted one. Toyota Gazoo Racing right here. That could either be stock cars for NASCAR, Formula Drift car, GT car, or it could just be a manufactured truck that just has display things or OEM cars on the inside. As you can imagine, things have started to get a little bit boring out here. The roads are just flat and straight. However, I found a way to occupy myself in the meantime. I've been slowly picking away at whatever this New York registration and these little stamps are. And there's a lot of adhesive right here. But I've just been working at it on my own for the past 30 minutes. Pulled off because I'm hearing more rattle. Once again, coming from right up here. I'm gonna try and hit the AC button again and see what it does. Let's see, here's the AC button. It didn't do that much. I've purposely been driving without the AC button checked off just in case, I don't know, that could somehow be straining more up there. And of course, as we get more and more into the day, it's getting hotter and hotter because this whole car is one giant fishbowl. But I'd rather have myself in pain than have the car in pain. Physical pain to me is always better than the mental pain when you're dealing with a mechanical issue on a long road trip. I don't believe it. No way. Oh my gosh. Even 13 hours away, the traces of GAT still remain. I'm still seeing stance cars. Shout out to those boys with the G37 sedan with camber. Godspeed to wherever you guys are headed. Something tells me that that Toyota GR Semi from earlier had to do with NASCAR, because we just found the NASCAR Technology Center on the move. Another NASCAR hauler, this one repping the Xfinity series. I must be in the route of an Xfinity race. The car was still cruising along smooth. However, at this next gas stop, things would come to a halt as my luck would finally run out. Uh-oh. Oh no. Belt tore off. Are you kidding me? Well, that just came out of there, and I know one of this is to the AC compressor, and I don't know if that's the alternator. Oh, this is really bad. Yo, I have a mechanical question.
Oh boy.
So the belt that's attached to the alternator and the AC compressor just snapped.
Oh god.
But I have the engine running and the car's idling. Like, can you go without that?
No, because your battery's gonna die if you keep it idling, because now you're just running off the 12 volt, you're not actually charging anything. Because when the alternator spins, it's charging that 12 volt, but now you're not charging anything. Or now the alternator's not spinning with the engine.
Yeah.
Oh, what a pain.
So after evaluating, I figured out the full extent of the situation. The AC compressor definitely seized up. It was bugging out on me weird earlier, it was making those noises that I was talking about. And when we're at this stop and I turned off the car and I tried turning it on again, it was seized and the belt was wanting to spin because it's attached to the alternator and it couldn't. So the belt snapped. I saw some smoke. I heard a belt squeal. And now we're stuck here because replacing an AC compressor is not going to be something that can happen anywhere near here. And I can't drive, even though, well, I can drive, but the alternator is not going to have anything spinning it, so the car is just going to die out. My thoughts right now are to basically find a safe place for this car to stay, fly myself back and transport this car back, because that's I swear the only option. I don't see how anywhere near here or Amarillo, Texas, which I'm 40 minutes out of, can fix an AC compressor in time for a car this unique. So a really sweet gentleman that worked at the gas station just handed me this card to a shop called Bore Enterprises, which is right in the town that's right across the freeway. I called him up and I basically asked if they can store this car for whatever time being. I also asked if they had any vehicles to come pick it up in, and they have both. So right now, someone is on the way to bring this to a shop that's right across the freeway. My life is saved by not only the clerk in the gas station, but also these guys at Bore Enterprises. To my surprise, it only took about 10 minutes for my tow to arrive. However, if I'm being completely honest, after shutting off the car, I wasn't sure if it was gonna fire back up again. Oh, starts right up. Why do cars need alternators? Why can't my battery just infinitely run off itself? Because then I'd be good to go. We're gonna drive it up on this tow truck right over here. We are mounted on the tow truck. It was pretty easy because this car is a monster truck. Yeah, parking brake is up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy going over there. We're a mile away.
I guess we're not going far, and he just trusts this car to hang out on the tow truck without actually attaching it. We're not hooking it up. But I guess the shop is literally just like 2 minutes down the road, so he's gonna take it easy. I'm sure this is gonna sketch a lot of people out. It's definitely sketching me out, but I'm gonna trust his driving on this one. Without strapping it down, we made a quick 1 mile journey down the road to the storage area where the shop would be keeping the car for me. Thanks to lovely John over there. We have the car dropped off at the storage compound, and he says he's gonna clear one of these out and he'll be able to move it inside where it'll be kept and then hopefully picked up by a much fancier truck later on down the week and taken directly to me. John was kind enough to take me himself into the bigger town of Amarillo, where I'd be spending the night and flying out the next morning. And now all I had to do was hit up my boys at Gas Motorsports to make sure the car had a ride home.
What's up, man?
It's me, JackUltraMotive. Do you have any trucks passing through Texas going to Arizona anytime soon?
What you get done?
I was road tripping a Porsche 968 back, and it broke down, and so I got it stored at a shop, and I now need it transported from small town Groom out of Amarillo, Texas to Arizona.
You and your journeys, huh?
Me and my journeys. Is that something that you guys could do?
Yeah, hell yeah, easily.
Okay. Well, I didn't think that I would be spending the night here in Amarillo, Texas, and I'm really proud of how far the car has made it, but it's also super disappointing in what went wrong, in that it's something that, you know, you can't fight whatsoever, and it is completely stranded us. And it's also going to cost a lot, between obviously getting the car transported, flying myself back home, this whole extra hotel I wasn't planning on staying at, and then the cost of actually repairing the AC compressor. There's a big Porsche tax to that. And that, of course, is something that I signed up for with buying a 968. And the positives that I can at least look at for that is that the AC compressor is the only single thing that has been bugged and that has been going wrong with the car on this whole multi-thousand mile road trip. So at least when I get back, even if it's gonna be pricey, once I fix the AC compressor, we should have a perfectly good 968. But honestly, the thing that has frustrated me the most is I just want to be back out on the road just driving. I was so ready to just keep on going. I had my groove, I had my music, I was just, you know, enjoying the car on the road. And it just sucks that now I'm forced to now obviously be carless and you know, have a layover flight all the way back. I have about 10 hours left to go. The car has definitely made it so far close to 2,000 miles, at least all the way from starting with New York, as far as how far it made it here. It's frustrating, but it's to be expected. I was gonna say, if there was absolutely nothing that went wrong with driving a 90s Porsche literally across the entire country all the way back, I would have felt like, you know, something eventually was coming my way, because it's like this luck is just being too good on me right now. So this is the life. All is for the plot when it comes to YouTube, I guess. What should have been a night of no sleep continuing onward on the highway was rather spent on a bed in some hotel room, and little did I know that I would be waking up to more issues the next morning. So I just woke up to the news that my flight from Amarillo to Denver just got delayed, and that means that I would miss my connecting flight from Denver to Phoenix. So I had to rebook my later connecting flight. But man, it's a real struggle just to get home right now. Not even traveling via airplane seems to be a reliable source either. So I get to the airport and I'm thinking that I'm flying out of here on, well, what was gonna be a 7 a.m. flight with layover to Denver all the way to Phoenix. Now a 9 a.m. flight, and I'm sitting here, and due to plane maintenance, it is a smaller aircraft where the engines are in the back or whatever, but they just keep on working on it and it just keeps on getting delayed. It's currently 12:42 now. I've been sitting at this airport the entire morning, and I just got word that there's gonna be another delay all the way till 3 p.m. in the evening, and that's still just getting me to Denver, and then I don't even know from there. So I'm just saying screw it, and I'm ditching United, and there is a flight literally in less than an hour on Southwest right over there that's going to Vegas, and then from Vegas I'll easily be able to get myself to Arizona. But even trying to travel via air, is just proven to be so difficult. It's just this one last step on getting myself home on this whole long adventure is being the biggest pain in my ass. Thanks to Southwest, my travels from Amarillo to Vegas to Phoenix were smooth without any delays, and finally, I had arrived at home, concluding this long adventure. Well, first of all, I'll say that this is not how I anticipated on arriving in the town. Yeah. I was hoping to be able to show you something cool. But now I'm here and I made it. It's a long journey, and hopefully 968 will be here in like 5 business days. But stay tuned for more content when we have to diagnose and troubleshoot and get it back and going again. Hey, yo, Amazon green Tahoe? That is almost the same color as this car.